Hello, my name is Carl, and welcome to Stinger Diecast. So last night, as I often do, I was standing in my office staring at my wall display full of my toy cars from brands like Hot Wheels and Matchbox. And my eyes landed on this Aston Martin Volante. I believe that's what this is, DVS Volante. And as I was looking at it, I really started to think about, just how good a job Matchbox does at capturing the character of the vehicles that they produce at times. Some of their models are great, some of them not so great, but when they do it well, they really do it well for the price point that they make models for. I mean, obviously this is a dollar model. You can't expect it to be, the same quality as something that you pay more for, but for a dollar, this thing is just an absolutely fantastic model. So I thought I would take, do a quick video and look at some of the models out of my collection that I really like, and then some of the Matchbox models that I think are actually pretty big misses. So I picked 10 models that I love, and I had to struggle a little bit, but did come up with 5 models that I less than love. So we'll just run through these really quickly and take a look at them. And this is all about just capturing the essence of the vehicle. It's not, they're not going to be the ultimate in detail or the ultimate in accuracy, but they are a very reasonable approximation for the price point. So in this case, this Volante, you have detail in the front, you have detail in the back. It doesn't look like it has taillights, but the actual car, the taillights are silver, and this does have silver details for the taillights, along with the Aston Martin badge and the DBS nameplate on the license plate. The interior is, again, for a dollar model is very good. The steering wheel, even though it may be hard to see, it does actually have some detail to it, and then the dashboard has your instrument, or not instrument, but your vents and those kind of things. There's a gear shift. The seats have some detail in them, and overall, for me, this is just I just couldn't shake the idea that this is just a fantastic $1 model. It kind of blows me away in a lot of ways. So this is number 1. I'm not doing these in any particular order, but just as I pulled them out of the collection. The second one is this Ford Mustang. This is a beautiful gray metallic with these black 5-spoke wheels, which is just a perfect combination. They get the essence of the Mustang right. I mean, it has the headlights with the 3 angled elements in them. It gets the taillights again with the 3 curved red sections per side, the GT badge, and it does have the Mustang logo on the license plate. It does have a Mustang molded into the grille on the front, and interior's not much to speak of in this one. But overall, again, it's just about capturing the essence of the car, and these models really do. They just do just that, which is incredible for the price point. Next up is another Mustang. This one is I think 1967 Ford Mustang GTS, and this is definitely one of my favorite castings from Matchbox. I have several of them in different colors. Like, I could have picked any one of them, and this blue one is just beautiful. In this case, it doesn't have front detail. It doesn't really have any rear detail. And it has a chrome interior, which is a little bit funky, but the chrome interior, allows you to get the chrome side plate. some chrome in the grille. Well, really mostly for the chrome bumper and the chrome license plate, and then on the back again the chrome bumper. And it's the compromise that you get for a dollar model, but just a beautiful car. Oh, I should add that since I'm drawing these from my collection, I've only been collecting for less than 2 years, so I'm not going to have anything that's older than 2 years. I know that there are a ton of other models out here that may be better than these, and this is all, of course, my personal opinion. So this Mercedes, this is a very recent release, and just for capturing the essence of the vehicle again, just absolutely beautiful. Full detail on the front, full detail on the back with the Mercedes emblem. Great wheel choice, beautiful black, gloss black color. Interior's not really a whole lot to speak about, but again, just an excellent capturing of the model. Then we have an Austin Healey. Again, two-tone paint, which looks great. Little detail on the front, grille detail. Again, the same wheels as from the Mercedes, but these are definitely my favorite wheels that Matchbox has. In most cases, no rear detail, but again, as far as just capturing the core essence of the car, this is pretty good. The interior on this is really pretty basic, but that's okay. It's a dollar car. This one, a little bit of a different a different character than the others. Your basic Willys Jeep, and it's all the pieces are here. You have it molded in. You have the shovel and the axe that you have on the side of the Jeep. The wheel choice is good. Has a spare tire and the gas can. Steering wheel sticks out, as they would, even if it's not the most detailed of steering wheels. But the essence is here, and that's the important thing. You can compare it to something like this green light, and you can see that the Matchbox is clearly not too large. It's not to scale, and everything on the green light is more detailed. The wheels are more accurate. The shovel and axe are painted on the side. Has more detail on the front and the back, and the spare tire is actually rubber. The steering wheel, is actually open, and so this is clearly a better representation of the vehicle. But this is a significantly more expensive model. Depending on where you buy it, it's at least 6 times more in cost. So for $1, this is a fantastic representation of the vehicle, and definitely gets you the spirit of the World War II Jeep that was so very common. Next up, we have the Porsche 911 GT3, and this car I liked so much that I actually bought a 10-pack from Matchbox just to get this particular color. I thought the purple with the black wheels, 5-spoke wheels, looked fantastic. And again, front detail, rear detail, and just a fantastic model. Well worth the 10-pack purchase in order to get it. I'm sure that once I got the 10-pack, I probably pulled 3 or 4 other things out of it that I also liked and wanted to include in my collection. But with every 10-pack, you always get a few that are misses. Another Porsche, this one, the Cayman. In a lot of ways, it's very similar to the purple one. Same wheels, and again, I think it's the color combination really appeals to me. This kind of a, I don't know, what would you say, goldish bronze color with the black wheels just looks fantastic. And again, you have the front detail and the rear detail. And again, we can do a quick comparison to a more premium version, this one's from Mini GT, and this is a little bit newer model, or newer, from a newer year. But again, the core essence of the vehicle is there, and it's it's very cool to see. We have two more. Mazda MX5. Again, just a beautiful gloss black. Love these gold 5-spokes on this. Detail on the front, detail on the back. Interior on this one is actually pretty good. You have the infotainment display up on the dashboard like you would, gear shift, air conditioning vents, which are circular on Mazdas. The steering wheel does have some detail in it, even though it's not open. Seats are fairly basic, but again, just a great $1 model. And then finally, this one is truly brand new, and I've already talked about this one in another video, but the Tesla Roadster, which just came out. I think this is a beautiful car, and I think Matchbox did a great job of capturing it. Again, with these wheels that seem to go so well on many things. Maybe not entirely accurate to how the car will ultimately look, but it's good enough for what this is. So that's my selection of 10 of my 10 favorite models. So now for my selection of 5 models that I don't really care for. And these are these are just licensed models. I'm not considering any of the other, Matchbox original type things, which I have a box full of those, but I don't consider those part of my collection. These are just the licensed models, and these are going to go in order from a building to what I consider the worst of the worst. And the first one is actually this one. I bought this last week. I thought it was really cool at first. But I'm considering this provisional at the moment because I'm going to open it, and I haven't really gotten it out of the package and looked at it. But as I've looked at it more in the package, I'm not entirely sold on this model. I think it's really let down by the door gaps and the way that these things fit together. This looks really terrible in here, and the model just is a little weird. It looks a little bit out of proportion to me. It's not terrible. I really probably shouldn't include it on my list of the worst. But I had a really hard time finding 5 that I didn't, that I really don't like, because I don't typically buy things that I don't like, so they don't make it into my collection. And this one is one that I grabbed, and it's, I don't know, maybe it's a little disappointing. I can't say that I truly dislike it. It's not that bad. And actually having it out of the package, I like it better than I did when I was looking at it in the package. Not much detail in this spare tire. So, I don't know. I mean, this was in a provisional spot at number 5. Does it make the list? I don't know what else to put there. But I don't think that one's bad. Next up, though, is its brethren that came out in the same release, this Mercedes. And this one is just, I just don't get the reason, why they chose these wheels. I think the wheels look terrible. Again, the door gaps are just really bad. The moving parts stuff, that's the thing that really lets Matchbox down. And these aren't dollar models. These are, I don't know how much these cost, $4 or $5 in the store. And I wish they would not do the moving parts, because they just have too big of gaps, and it just doesn't look very good. And it doesn't make up for it in other areas. Like if they had done some black wash on this grille, it would have looked a lot better. But it doesn't really look that good, and the wheels are just a terrible choice on this vehicle. Let's set these. We're going to set these to the side, I guess. Next up is this 1974 Dodge Charger, or Challenger, sorry. I always confuse the Challenger and the Charger. 1974 Dodge Challenger. And again, the proportions on this vehicle just don't seem right. It's too wide, I think. And it does, had another case of a moving part that gaps on this one aren't horrible, but just the proportions on the vehicle don't look very good. And when you compare this, if this was a $4 or $5 model and you compare it to something like an Auto World, this just doesn't hold up at all. This is not a good value, I guess you would say, at that price point. And then this is the only $1 model mainline Matchbox that I have in my worst list. And again, it's just this casting, the proportions of it are weird to me. It's too wide and just kind of stubby looking, and overall just, this is just a miss to me. The only reason that I have this is because it was part of a Walmart exclusive Mustang set that I picked up all of the models from. Otherwise, I think I probably would have passed on this one. And then the last one, in my opinion, the worst of the worst of Matchbox models, is this Renault Concept, or Trésor Concept. And this thing was the peg warmer of peg warmers last year, and I believe that they actually included it in 2 distributions of the moving parts series. And if you saw it in the packaging, it had this moving part on it and it just sat in the packaging like this, and it just looks so weird. And I passed on it, and finally I grabbed one just for the hell of it, because I just needed to see, like, what the heck is this thing? Why? What's so weird, and it looks so terrible in the package, because this plastic piece just looks awful, and it doesn't really sit right most of the time when you close it. It tends to want to lift and what have you. And this is actually a very cool car. It's just the way that they implemented it with this plastic piece looks awful. And so this is definitely in my collection. This is the one that I always think of as the worst of the worst for Matchbox. And I didn't buy just one of these. I actually bought 2, because at the time I was making customs and I wanted to see if I could improve it. And so I took it and I tried to do a chop top version of it, change the wheels to some Hot Wheels saw blade kind of wheels, and glued down the ugly front part and repainted it so that it's a consistent color. Is it improved? I guess it's better, but I don't know. You be the judge. So that's my selection for my 10 favorites, and the things that they're the cars that I think just do a fantastic job of capturing the essence of the vehicles, and then my 5 worst of Matchbox selections. And so what are your selections? If you have favorites, if you think that there's something that I should track down, please add a comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear it. Thank you, and have a good evening.